Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thank you for stopping by for a visit today. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, and welcome if you are new here. I appreciate you stopping by. So this is December, and I'm doing a crochet advent this month, and I'm opening a new thing of yarn each day and adding it to a project that I'm working on. I am running a couple of days behind. Um, this is a no stress project, and it's no stress numbers too. So, what are you guys up to today? What are you drinking? Right now, I am drinking my plain old Louisiana sweet tea. I have been pulling cups out of this and taste testing different cups. And so I pulled one out and I put it in the Keurig machine, and it didn't make. For some reason, it made a mess. Instead of making the coffee in my cup, I raised the thing back up and looked when it was done, and it was no coffee in my cup, and the liquid just went everywhere on the inside. So it's got to be clean. And so I'll do that later. I wanted to just get going on this video and not fool with that right now. So anyway, I have to clean that tonight. And the I was excited about the flavor because it was vanilla cloud, and that sounds good, doesn't it? I wanted to see how good vanilla cloud tastes. I've never tasted clouds. So yes, I'm drinking Louisiana sweet tea because I'm a Louisiana girl all the way through. So earlier this morning, I posted a video. It was an out and about around town video of me and Big Daddy, and my friend Angela joined us. And so I did a little clip of me and Angela together, just chit chatting and talking. And today I'm going to share a story about me and Angela when we were in school. It's a crazy story. And this is the kind of things that we always got ourselves into. But anyway, this is the wrap that I am working on. So far, this is what I have done so far. So it's getting longer, it's growing, and it's looking good. I like the way all the colors are playing out. Um, I haven't had to add my yellow in. I started with this yellow, and that was going to be my color if I didn't like the next color to break it up. And so I haven't added the yellow in. I will at some point, I'll probably need to. But right now, I'm just liking the way all these colors are playing up. And I really didn't want it to end up being this yellow stripe all through it anyway. So, yeah, it's looking good. And so when I left you yesterday, I was doing double crochets in every stitch. Yes. And then I just turned the I chained one and turned and did double crochets all the way back. And the reason why I say chain one and not three is because when I'm doing a blanket or some sort like that, I do a double crochet, I chain one, and then I double crochet back into that very same stitch, instead of chaining three and then double crocheting in the next one. To me, that gives a much straighter edge. And I learned that little trick from Crystal at Bag O' Day. That's what she does in a lot of her patterns for like baby dresses and such. And so that's where I learned that. And I use that all the time. So I went on down and did my double crochets all the way down. And when I got to the end, I turned and just started doing granny stitches every third stitch. So I'm skipping two, and I'm not chaining. I'm just granny stitch, granny stitch, granny stitch, and skipping two chains up in there. So yeah, so it's working out great. Um, I have just where am I at? I have just a little bit of a tail, and I did put a stitch marker in there today so I don't pull out, like 15 stitches. I feel like I wasted a lot of time if I pulled out pull out a lot of stitches and then have to redo them. So my son Dakota had fixed me these baggies, and each day I'm opening a baggie and seeing what color yarn I'm adding to my project. So let's see what today's color is. Oh, I was like, what is that? Okay, today's color is this blue. It's kind of a turquoisey aqua blue. Very pretty. I think that'll look good on top of that gray. So let me pull an end out. Pull an end out and tie that on. So I'm at home by myself right now. Big Daddy is going to the movies with Dakota. They would have got Elijah to go with them, but he is at work, so he couldn't go. And he's working quite late tonight, so he wouldn't be able to go even to a late movie. But Big Daddy and Dakota are going to see Avatar. It's the movie about the blue people. I did not care to go see it. The first Avatar movie came out in 2009, and they have been waiting all this time for the second movie. I know Elijah will end up going to see it because when the first movie came out and then he got it on DVD, he watched that movie every night. Every night he watched it. And sometimes he was watching it during the day and at night. And he loved that movie. And so they've been waiting all this time. And so at different times in the year, costume Halloween or dress up times, he would always dress up as Avatar. And there was one time Dakota even did some photography, Photoshop, and turned Elijah into an avatar in the photo, did his skin all blue. So, yeah, he was obsessed with it. So, anyway, Big Daddy is going by to visit with Elijah. I told him to go give Elijah a hug from me, although I did talk to him on the phone last night. And actually, he called me just before Big Daddy left to tell me something. And I said, well, Dad's on his way to come see you. He's supposed to leave in a minute. So I told Big Daddy to give him a hug from me. We haven't seen much of him lately because he has been working pretty much open to close or open to really late, just during the Christmas hours. And he said he's so ready for Christmas to be over so they can go back to their normal store hours. Bless his heart. Poor kid. So the surprise I got in my bag today, Dakota adds some little surprises in there, is some earbuds. And I go through a lot of earbuds. I use earbuds on my tablet next to my bed. My tablet is propped up very carefully, and then I have my earbuds, and I just put one in. I don't put both in, and I, watch my shows while I'm laying in bed, and then I fall asleep and I toss and turn or whatever, and anyway, I go through a lot of earbuds. So we buy the cheap ones, or I buy the cheap ones. They always tell me, why don't you get you a good pair? And I'm just like, because I'm not going to spend good money on earbuds that aren't going to last because I'm too rough when I'm asleep with them or whatever. So I'm going to finish this row out with double crochets, granny stitch. Yeah, the granny stitch. Yeah. So I was going to tell you the story about me and my friend Angela. When we were in like 7th grade, up until 6th grade, we went to an elementary school. And then in 7th grade, we switched over to the junior high. And so we had some classes together, but not all classes. But we did have math together. And I remember our math teacher's name was Miss Wheelis. And she made us sit in alphabetical order. That was our assigned seating, and she made no exceptions. I had a boy that sat behind me that was very, very annoying. He drove me crazy every day. As an adult, looking back on it, I can say he probably had some issues. Not so much that he wasn't in mainstream classes, but he probably had a few things going on, mild Asperger's or mild autism or something. Looking back as an adult, I can tell that. But as a kid, I had no idea. Didn't even know those words back then. But this guy, his name was Marty. Marty. He sat behind me in math class, and I had other classes with him too, but I didn't have to sit by him in those classes. Marty knew I couldn't stand him. He was so annoying. He would sit there behind me. He would spit in my hair. He would pull my hair. He would poke me with his pencil. He would draw on my coat. He would poke holes in my coat. Back then, we had like these fluffy vinyl, plasticky feeling coats. I don't know, real poofy. I don't know how to describe them. They weren't cloth. They were more, I don't know, parachute material, plasticky, vinyl. I don't know. But anyway, I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. He would take his pencil and poke holes in my coat. And also, he would draw on it. He would like connect the dot with the holes he made. So I complained about to the teacher a lot about him, and she never did anything. I asked her plenty of times if I could move away from him, and she wouldn't let me. So I had to put up with him every day. My mom told me, because my mom was tired of him putting holes in my coat and drawing on my coat and stuff. And my mom told me to slap the snot out of him. Because she was mad about my coat, okay? And so one day I went to class, got in there early. The teacher was standing at the doorway greeting kids as they come in. She was standing kind of in the doorway hallway. And Marty was sitting there behind me. Well, Angela, she sat next to Marty. Like she sat on the aisle next to us, but she was back here by Marty. So she wasn't beside me, she was diagonal by Marty. Okay, so I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I'm being poked with a pencil. And I was so mad. And I stood up out of my chair, and I hollered the teacher's name, but I don't think I ever got out what I was trying to say. Because by then, I'd done picked up my math book and shoved it into his face. Yeah, I'm not proud of that. Okay, I'm not proud of it. You should not do these kind of things. But my mama told me to. So I picked my math book up and I just slammed it into his face like that. Like I had my book and I just turned and just slammed it into his face. Well, he come up out of that chair and we started fighting. Okay, we are on the floor rolling around fighting, trying to kill each other, okay? Well, the teacher hears all the commotion and everything, and we're screaming at each other, calling each other names, and all this stuff. And she gets us and sends us both to the office. Okay, so it's my first year at the school, and I'm headed to the office to see the principal. And so when I got down to the office, there was a girl that lived, she was older than me, but she lived down the street from me. And she was checking out because she was sick. And so I told her, I said, hey, when you get home, call my mom and tell her I'm in the office for fighting. So she did. But in the meantime, I'm sitting there in the office, and finally the principal calls us in. I'm sitting in the office with Marty after we just got in a fight. We're sitting there beside each other in the office, you know. So the principal calls us in his office, and he's like, you know, what's going on? Why can't y'all get along and all that? And I'm telling about what he does to me every day, how he spits in my hair, draws on my coat, pokes holes in my coat, pokes me with a pencil, all this stuff. And I said, he was poking me in the back with a pencil, and my mama told me to slap the snot out of him. Marty says, I wasn't poking you with a pencil. Angela was. She was trying to get your attention. It wasn't even poor Marty. It was Angela. She was trying to tell me something, and I guess I couldn't hear her because the class was kind of loud because the class hadn't started yet. And so she took her pencil and poked me, and I got up and slammed my math book into Marty's face, and on the floor we went. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff we always ended up getting into. So anyway, the principal then called Angela down after Marty said it was Angela. The principal called Angela over the intercom to be sent down to the office, and then she's sitting up there this whole time. She's sitting up there knowing that she's the one that was poking me in the back, not Marty. So she's just sitting up there nervous and waiting to see, you know, what's going to happen. Well, then her name's called over the intercom to come to the office. So she comes down there and she said, yeah, I was, you know, trying to get her attention or whatever. Well, the principal, he played mind games with us. He had this big old wooden paddle, and he would pick that paddle up. Say if this was the paddle, he would pick that paddle up and just kind of hold it in the air, and then he would lay it on this side of his desk, and then he would pick it up and move it to this side of the desk, and yeah. I don't remember if we got detention or what kind of trouble we got into, but anyway, Marty never returned to school after that. Like, I don't know what happened to him. He never showed back up to class or to school at all. So I don't know what happened to the poor fellow. As I said, looking back on it, I can realize that he had a little something going on, but he was annoying as all get out, and just, he did things to me knowing he was annoying me, but he got a kick out of it. And so, anyway, I don't know what happened to the guy. So, after all this was going on, my mom had got the message, that I was in the office. So, she called up there to talk to the principal, and he told her what had happened and everything. And he made it out like Angela and I were the troublemakers. And I guess we kind of were. He said that he doesn't have trouble with the kids that came from that school's elementary, but the kids who came from the elementary that me and Angela came from, that's the kids he had trouble with from. So, yeah, he made it out like me and Angela were the troublemakers. And we weren't. We really weren't troublemakers. We just got in situations. We didn't purposely set out to get in trouble. Anyway, that was a funny little story. And we talk about that to this day, how, she poked me in the back, and all of a sudden I jumped up and slammed my book into Marty's face, and on the floor we went. We were rolling, fighting. Anyway, and I don't know what happened to poor Marty. He never came back to school. I don't know if they took him out and put him in a different school or what. No, you never know. Anyway, I didn't have to worry about him anymore. So Angela really did me a favor that day by poking me in the back with a pencil. Oh goodness, I thought I'd share that story with you guys about something me and Angela had done, because that is crazy stuff that we did. The crazy kind of stuff we did all the time. So I added this blue in, and that looks really good, doesn't it? I don't know. I'm probably showing you the back side, but I do like that. I love the scrappiness of this, and so I'm going to finish adding my blue in here. I'm going to pull that stitch out a little more so I don't lose it. I'm going to add my blue in back down here on this row and just work this, and I will be back with day 17's video later. I mean, not today, tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get 17 and 18's done out tomorrow, and then I'm gonna try to catch up over the next week. Try to get two here, two there, or something. We have some other videos that we need to push out too, so yeah, it may be two videos some days this week, but you know, that's just the way it is. So if you got time, watch them both. If you don't, I understand. There's so many Vlogmas videos out there that you can't possibly watch them all. I know that, and I realize that. But I do appreciate you clicking on my videos and watching. It means so much to me. And guys, I hit 16,000 this morning. And that is not with, I mean, I could not do that by myself. That is you. That is you guys that got me to 16,000. It's nothing I've done. It's nothing about me. It's you. It's you guys. And I appreciate that so very much. Like, I'm just in shock. I'm in awe. And earlier this year, I was getting about, I don't know, must have been about 9,000, somewhere up in there. And I had told my friend Angela, I said, it would be cool if I could hit 10,000 by the end of the year. Well, I hit that 10,000. Then I hit 11 and 12 and 13 and 14. And Big Daddy said, oh, you'll hit 15 by the end of the year. I was like, okay, well, maybe, maybe not. I said, I don't really think so. But here I am, 16, right at the end of the year. So I appreciate you guys so very much. That means so much to me that you click on my videos and take a chance on me day after day. It's crazy. I love you guys, and I will be back with another video tomorrow morning. Bye, friends.